Hello, everyone. How are you doing tonight? Can we get a round of applause for all the previous comics? Thank you, because they're definitely much better than what you're about to see right now. I'm gonna be proof that it doesn't matter in your native language. If you're not funny, you're not funny. So my name is Mykhailo, and I'm from Texas. So yeah, you got somebody from Texas here. I gotta repeat that one because it probably already fucked your mind. I will say it again. My name is Mykhailo, and I'm from Texas. I don't look like a stereotypical Texan. I know. I'm not a big, tall, fat, racist. I got guns. I don't have any guns with me, and I didn't ride here in a horse. But if you put on YouTube Mykhailo, you will see this guy in a Vyshyvanka. If you put on iTunes, Spotify, everything, you're gonna see me. And it's part of the reason why I'll keep saying this. I don't like stereotypes, and I like to think about the future. I think Ukraine is something of the future. My album was out in Ukrainian last year. It's in Ukrainian. I learned Ukrainian. I live here for about 3 years now. And what my music's not very good, but you should definitely check it out, especially if you if you speak Ukrainian. But the stereotype thing, no. I usually don't come to English speaking events because there's going to be native English speakers here. And usually native English speakers in Ukraine, they love culture, right? But culture for them is women, I feel like. I feel like a bunch of native English speakers, and no offense to the native speakers here, a bunch of the native English speakers that live in Ukraine, they're usually unattractive. They're in their 30s or 40s and they're single. And they usually, you can find them looking for Ukrainian women. And, actually they have a good reason to. Ukrainian girls are beautiful. And I myself am looking for a village girl. I'm often visiting the village, Silska Divchina. Ale ne Silska Divchina, Silska Babusia. So why Babusia? Well, Babusia, they're more experienced, right? And we know what experience is. Experience is what I'm talking about. And I'm stirring. This isn't a sexual move. This is vareniki. They have more experience making vareniki than girls that I typically date. So I like this, the village girls, babusia, which is like a grandmother. And that's very disgusting now saying out loud in English. So I'll just keep saying babusia. So why? That's my main reason that I'm here. Everyone's got their reasons to be in Ukraine, but if you're here, I think it's incredible. This is an amazing country, especially now to be here. I think we're so privileged despite what's happening. And my reason is vareniki, is a kartoplayu to smetankayu, to be precise. I didn't know if I was going to come to this because I'm not a comic, I'm a musician, but I like to perform, and this happens to be by Puzatahata, and I was at my, kind of daily meeting there for recovering addicts like myself, Babusia, and Vareniki. So this is where the story will take place. I'll explain a little more why I'm here. Well, to start off, I speak German. I'm from Texas. I speak German. I lived in Germany for 4 years. I lived in Vienna for 3 years, and I live here for about 3 years. I've been engaged 3 times. I've been married 0 times. I'm living proof that it doesn't matter how good your personality is. If your dick is small, you're gonna be wait. I fucked that joke up. It doesn't matter how big your dick is. If your personality sucks, you're gonna be alone. Either way, I am still, for those watching on live stream, I'm single. I will be in your village looking for a grandmother near you, a babusia near you. Yeah. So I have a music manager, and he's from Lutsk. I don't know if you guys, clap if you know Lutsk. Awesome place. Lviv, by the way, is my favorite city in Ukraine and maybe the world, but I live in Kyiv. A lot of opportunities there for musicians and artists like myself. Also here, though. And this is very inspiring to be around comics and performers. So we went to Lutsk to visit my music manager's mother, which, by the way, my music manager, he's a refugee. He lives with my parents in Las Vegas, and I often stay with his mother in Lutsk. So we did like a little family swap thing. coming to a YouTube channel near you, and not really. No, we're not recording that. Because again, I'm into people who can cook vareniki, so this has to stay offline. So we go to Lutsk, right? And his mother had prepared amazing feast, which is very standard, you know, if you're Ukrainian, like you just keep saying to eat, to keep eating, and I will do this. I will do this. We go there. It's had all the classics. We had salo, we had borscht, holupsi, vareniki of different types of fillings, which again, my favorite is the kartoplyuta smetanka. But recently, I was volunteering outside of a Kyiv in a village teaching English to children, and I had polonitsa. I had polonitsa filled vareniki, which is super tasty. Smetanka everywhere, and Smetanka will be coming into play. So we're having this great dinner in Lutsk, and Horilka, Nalivka, it starts coming in, and I don't know, I'm just like enjoying myself. At this time, I can't really speak good Ukrainian, but I'm trying to say all the words that I know that's appropriate to say in front of his mother and him. And everything gets a little blurry, but I know that we had a good time. I think there was laughter. I don't know. I think people had a good time. There was just the three of us. But, you know, in my head, I think there was more people. Just like right now, I feel like there's like millions out there. They're not. We had a good time. I wake up the next morning. There's domashny smetanka everywhere. And that's not perverted. There's really like, we left a mess, you know. We had dough. We had vareniki everywhere. Like a great experience. Great experience. And vareniki. So she sits us down and she's saying, she keeps saying daleka doroha, and sits us down in front of the door before we leave. And I'm kind of like still thinking about the vareniki from the night before, and I'm wondering, like, is Puzata Hata going to be open when we go back to Kyiv? Like, I'm really, and I have like kind of the meat sweats. I don't know what's happening. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm trying to behave because I had a feeling that I said something inappropriate the night before. Because this is learning about culture, and I love learning about cultures. I like to be kind of a person of the world, and we don't have this in America where you sit down in front of the door and like, what is this purpose? To think about if you forgot something or whatever it is. So we sit down, and I really think I'm in trouble. We're sitting in front of the door. She's like, daleka doroha, something thinking, and I'm just like sweating from the alcohol, the salo, everything's coming out. And I'm like, God, I really wonder, like, how is vareniki so cheap at Puzata Hata? How is that so affordable? So I really am thinking about this trip back, and I didn't know that daleka doroha had to do with the trip back. I later learned this. And it is actually the name of my album. So if you find my album on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere, it's Daleka Doroha. I'm wearing the Vyshyvanka. Forward thinking. I know it's trendy now to wear Vyshyvanki, and I know as a foreigner I'm playing into this kind of stereotype, but to be honest, I was always wearing this. I think it's a very fashionable clothing item. I live in Zoloty Vorota in Kyiv, and I'm often skateboarding, wearing the Vyshyvanka. I expect people to take pictures. If they don't take pictures, I'm really hurt, and I'm telling my therapist about it, but she's on vacation, so I'm telling you guys about it tonight. I am an attention whore. In the end, Daleka Doroha, that's the name of my album. This is a short story of a mixture of why I came to Ukraine, why I love Ukraine, why we're not coincidentally not far from Puzata Hata right now, and but on a serious note, thank you for letting me be here. Thank you for letting me speak to you. I'm not a comic by any means. I perform music, and I like to share whatever I can. Again, my therapist is out of town, so I needed some kind of audience, and you guys kind of administered to that. Ukraine is great. Slava Ukraini. Heroyam Slava. Thank you.
So this was Mykhailo. Round of applause for Mykhailo.